Hey guys, Mr. L here. I want to talk a little bit about division again. And I know we've done a lot of new techniques for multiplication. And how about some for division? And I love this. This is actually fantastic. And this goes back to what we've been doing with dividing by tens and all that sort of thing. So if I have the number, say, 65 divided by 5, well, then I know that that answer is going to be 13, right? If I have the number 412 divided by 5, then I know that my answer is going to be 82.4. Now, the question is, how did I get there so quickly, right? And I think this might be Vedic, but I don't know specifically. We're going to call this just for now, and maybe I'm wrong here, Vedic division. Um, and what we're doing here is you may notice something in each of these cases. I've taken my numerator and I've doubled it, right? So when I double it, I multiply by 2. Let's do one together. So if I have the number 312 divided by 5, dividing by 5 is not necessarily an easy thing we can do in our head, but it is easy to divide by 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this to 10 to create that equivalent fraction. 5 times 2 is 10. So I double this. This is times 2. So this becomes 624. Now, when I divide by 10, I just take my decimal and I move it in 1. 62.4. All right, let's do one more. We will do 527 divided by 5. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double that. All right. So if I'm going to go right to left. 7 doubled is 14, so it's 4. Carry the 1. 2 doubled is 4. I carried a 1, so there's a 5. And then 5 doubled is 10. And then because I'm divided by 10, I'm going to move my decimal point in 1 to get 105.4. Now, you can do this. Really, all we need to do is just to keep getting our numerators to multiples of 10. You can do it hundreds, you can do it thousands, however you want to do it, right? So if I have, say, the number, let's do 423 divided by 25. Well, how do I get 25 to 100? Well, in order to get 25 to 100, I have to multiply by 4, or I multiply by 2 times 2, right? So if we go back to thinking about those prime factors, right? So because multiplying 423 by 4 might be a little complicated for me, instead I'm going to double it first. Times 2 gets me to 846. And then I'm going to double it again. And that's going to get me to 1652. Now, here's the trick. It's all divided by 100, right? So I have 2 zeros. Instead of moving that decimal point 1 time, I'm going to move it 2 times. And I keep saying move the decimal. Need to remind you that we're not moving the decimal. What we're doing is we're actually shifting the place value. The place value is 100 times less. So 1,652 becomes 16.52. And you can do this really however you want to do it. You've just got to get either to 100 or a 10. You can do it up to 1,000, however it works for you. Okay. So say I have it now, the number, my denominator has to be a factor of one of those tens, hundreds, whatever. So say I'm dividing it by 50, right? And I have 622 divided by 50. Well, I have to multiply that by 2 to get to 100, which means that I'm going to then multiply that by 2. So 1244, move it in 2 times. 12.44. I mean, it's awesome. Even if we don't want to do multiples of 4, I mean, we can do it any different way we want to do it, as long as we're getting our denominator. And then remember, whatever you're doing to the denominator, you're also doing to the numerator. So this is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give you a couple examples here, and we're going to just practice them, and then I'll give you some to work on your own. Okay. Let me change colors back to black here. Okay. So if I have 68 divided by 5, if I have 143 divided by 5, if I have 247 divided by 5, if I have, let's do a 25. Let's do a 222 divided by 25. Okay. So 68 divided by 5. I'm going to double my 68 to get 136. I'm going to move my decimal point in 136. 14.3 is, I'm sorry, 143 is 286. 286, that is a 6. Move that in once. Divided by 5, I'm going to double that. So that's going to be 4. 4 doubled is 8. Carry, because I got 1 coming over from this, is going to end up being 14. Move it in. Now over here, remember we're going to do it times 4 or times 2 times 2. But I picked an easy one here, 222. That's going to end up being 888. But we went to 100 down here. So I move it in twice. So 8.88. Which this is amazing. I love this. We are going to work on this in class. So if you have any questions on it beforehand, just let me know. And hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I do. There's a lot of different tricks. I keep saying tricks, but it's only a trick. It only works, right, if it applies to all situations. And this will apply to all divisible by 5 or divisible by 10 or whatever it happens to be. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.